Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Chulas Pero Mulas. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your life to listen to my chat with my sister Laura. Thank you, sister, for accepting another invitation to come in and talk about something kind of interesting. We chose an interesting topic today, so welcome, sister.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, sister. Happy to be here.
Okay, so we actually, as we were recording, or as I was getting ready to record, we had a different subject, but now it just kind of came up that we want to talk about menopause and where we're at in life as far as that part of life. I think it's kind of like one of those subjects, sister, that I don't think like las mujeres no hablan de esas cosas, ¿verdad? Como que,
Yeah.
I know, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not really sure why it's not discussed as much because I almost feel como que las mujeres que hablan eso in our culture, like, ya están viejas. Right?
Yeah.
Is that like a thing? Like and I say viejas
Yeah.
because that's kind of like one of the terms that we use.
I don't ever remember my mom, my aunts, when when we were younger, they're talking about it.
I know, right?
And I know they went through it. Obviously, we all go through it as a woman, but I almost feel like it was just like, yeah, like if you're going through the menopause, that means that you're older.
You're old.
Like old. You're old.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, like I don't want people to know that I'm old. Like
the fuck, and that's another thing que se me hace que tiene que ver con eso, como que I don't think that happens a lot right now, though. I think we've become like a lot more comfortable, like our generation, with just saying how old we are. Like everybody knows what the fuck if we're from the same generation, más o menos le vamos a figure out how old the other person is. But I think that you're right. Like I don't ever remember like hearing any conversations or like nada. Like no, hablaban de todo. Like I remember chismes and I remember a bunch of shit, but nobody ever actually talked about the change or whatever the fuck that you call it, el cambio de vida. I think I kind of heard it a couple of times, el cambio de vida.
Yeah.
And I don't know from who. I don't know from whom. Some older Mexican lady, but I heard that term, el cambio de vida. Pero no hablaban de decir, like, what the fuck is el cambio de vida? Like, dang, are we reborn? Or, like when I heard it, I was like, what the heck does that mean? Like, we change, we go to another life, or like what happens to us?
We transform.
Like, I mean, and literally we kind of do.
We do transform. Yeah, it's exactly what happens. I think, and everyone's different because I've talked to friends that are, my age and are going through the change, and their symptoms are different. There's very, like, I want to say between like mild to moderate to severe. And I believe like the severe cases are the ones that shut down. They don't want to have, and due to that, I've known women to divorce their husbands because they just don't want to have anything to do with sex, anything to do with like communication,
like intimacy.
They just and it's sad because it's like we have no control of it. Like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think we need to just be more informed, like things that we can take. I know a lot of the hormones that's a big deal because if it's known to cause cancer and stuff like that. So a lot of women refuse to take the hormones, but there's a lot of other like supplements,
right?
And I think just self-care is so important during this time because getting good sleep, a good diet,
exercise,
some exercise, it makes such a big difference. So yeah, I think it's like very like, for me, going through it now, because I'm going through it now, I don't think I don't feel like it's. I think it's more between mild and moderate. I don't think
Okay.
it's severe. Um, I think there's times where I do feel very irritable, where
Okay.
I'm like, what why? Like there's everything's good, everything's
Yeah.
good. Like why am I? And it's almost like everything irritates me. Everything, people, and I mean I'm in the medical field, so I can't, like
You
I
have to be patient.
yes, I
Yeah.
mean I'm like and I but I'm very fortunate that I work with a doctor that understands, and he's like, he's
I
like,
know what you're going through.
I get it, and so that's really good for me. But yeah, there's so many things that I've been looking into, and I know everyone's different. Everyone has like different, like I said, different symptoms. But I think for me, the most is just the hot flashes. The hot
Mhm.
flashes. It's like during the night, just waking up with like just like drenched, and
Wow. Okay.
sometimes, and I have the fan on, I have the air. It's super cold, but I'm still burning inside.
Wow.
And I know a lot of
Okay.
people can,
Yeah.
girls
Relate to that.
relate to that. But yeah, but I think I've noticed that certain things will trigger
Okay.
my symptoms, like alcohol. Definitely, if I drink a lot of alcohol, oh, for sure, it's going to be the worst one, a bad one.
Okay.
Like at nighttime, the hot flashes,
Wow.
the sweats, and um, just different foods. And I've tried, okay, I'm going to cut down on this, I'm going to cut down on that, I'm going to do this different, and it has helped. So definitely, like I said, having a good diet, getting good sleep, that will like lessen the symptoms,
Right.
a lot more.
Okay.
But yeah, when I remember when I was working with this older lady, and I was in my I want to say my 30s, and she was already like in her 50s, and she had a fan next to her desk.
I remember that too. Yeah,
and
like in the work
like,
side.
what the heck? Like she's, to me, I looked at it like she's exaggerating.
Yeah, like she's drama.
She's drama.
Yeah.
Like, oh come on, it's not that bad. It can't be that bad. And I feel really bad now because it is. It is. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't your fault. We weren't there yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it just happened.
So for all the young girls that are like looking at us like, dang, like what the heck is wrong with you?
Be kind to us.
Be kind to us, because it is hard.
Yeah.
It is hard. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm still in perimenopause. So I think that just basically like making like different life choices for me is what is helping me through it, because I'm also going through like, pretty like I go through severe like hormonal imbalances, where it does affect like my state of mind, and it affects my like emotional state. So I'm aware of it. Like I'm aware that that's happening. So as it's happening, I'm just like, well, it's just my hormones. It's not, it's not me. And I just have a better like ability to control, whatever's happening. Plus another thing is just, being like in a peaceful state of mind. Like when I talk about peace, this is one of the reasons why peace is so important to me, because anything that has to do with like, just like a lot of stimulation, like just too much, it's just like, it's not good for me. I don't like to be like, like in like really crowded places with like people like being really close together. I had an experience not that long ago that I told you about when I went to the club, to the 80s club. And I mean, I love the fucking 80s club. I love it. It's like one of my favorite places to go. And so there was going to be like a cover band. There was going to be a Maná cover band. So I was like, oh, it's for my birthday weekend. And le digo a Cruz, like vamos, you want to go? And then he's like, yeah, I'll take you. Yeah, let's go, of course. And then so I think the band started playing like, I'm gonna say like at 11, and we got there maybe like closer to 10. And then, as the night when, progressed, like it was like getting like a little more like crowd, like the crowd was getting like a little thicker. So I was just like, okay, just like chilling, like kind of like towards the back, like, I don't know, like I didn't feel that as excited as I usually feel. Like I always feel so excited, and I love to dance and stuff. But, I noticed that as it started, like ya cuando iba a empezar la band, like everybody like crowded to the dance floor, and I started feeling so claustrophobic. Like, so I'm like, I don't have claustrophobia. I don't suffer from I've never been claustrophobic. Like, where is that coming from? And it was weird. I was just like, I even kind of like, I even had to like stop for a second and be like, wait a minute, like what's going on with me? Because this isn't normal. Like, this isn't like, I don't do this. And then, but then I started noticing like I was like hyperventilating a little bit, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't like I think we heard like La Banda, maybe a couple of songs. And I was just like, let's go. Like, I'm not comfortable. Like, I feel so comfortable. And then people were pushing up against me. And I was just like, I couldn't. And it was so weird. And then Chris is like, are you sure? Like, this is like your favorite. Like, they haven't even sang your favorite song, They haven't even sang Me Vale Todavía. And I was just like, I know, but that's going to be like towards the end. And I was like, fuck. Anyways. And then, y nos fuimos, and like, that was like one of, and I don't tell this story. I don't tell this story like because I'm like, oh, I'm an old lady, because I'm not. Like, I know I love music. Like, I love to have fun.
Yeah.
But like something like it has changed when it comes to this part of in life. Like, I love music, but I love it like going to the parks. I love it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's out in the open air, because like it's, like it's the grass, and you get to be around the trees, and it's so peaceful, and people are just really happy.
Mm-hmm.
People are just like really happy. Like, the energy is like different. Like, there's just a different vibe. And in the clubs, it's like motherfucking like sexual energy, and this, I was like, oh, I like anger, and I was just like, I've just become like super sensitive, and like I can't put myself into those like positions anymore, because it's hurtful to me.
Yeah.
And it's just for my senses, it's not good for me. And so that was like one of the indicators that like some things about my personality are changing. Like, clubs are not like my thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not going to keep doing that if I don't enjoy it. Like, I don't enjoy that. So I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I'll just have to find other things that still like incorporate the things that I, like love to do, but, in different ways.
Yeah.
But I noticed stuff like that about me, like things that I could tolerate before that I can't tolerate right now.
Yeah.
I don't get like really frustrated or angry because I work really hard on myself, and I work like, meditation is like the thing that is, I feel like it's just saved my life. Like, to get me to like a state of like where my nervous system was like all fucked up all the time. And I used to think like, and when like, this is part of it. And if I don't take care of it, like, it's just going to get worse, like I need to get a handle on it. And so part of the reason why I started like, like getting into meditation and like understanding what that meant is because of the perimenopause, because I really like didn't see myself going on these like fucking medications for like everything. Because I know that if I went on a medication for something, I was going to have to go on a medication for something else. Right. Because I've been on fucking medication before, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that. Like, I got to find a way where I can do this like as naturally as possible, and as painless as possible. Cause I don't fucking want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put my body with like all this unnecessary crap. Like, so I use Moringa. I mean, that's one of the things that I use, I mean, if like when I understood like everything that Moringa contains, I'm like, this is what I need. Like, this is what I need. This is what's going to keep me, like, this is one of the things that's going to keep me balanced.
It's all natural.
It's all natural. Yeah. So then, like making the capsule, like, I mean, it was just kind of like every time I go out in the backyard and I see the tree, I'm like, I'm so thankful for you because I'm so grateful for you because it's like you keep me sane. Like that tree keeps me sane.
Yeah.
You know, like my dad le corta las hojas, he dries the leaves, we make our own capsules. Like they showed me how to make the capsules, so now I'm making them and I'm just like everything is like I know where it's coming from. Like I'm not putting anything in my body that isn't supposed to be there. It's like it's from the tree, and then I take D3. Like I feel like that's important, and we don't understand the importance of the sun. Like we just don't understand the importance of the sun. And if we can't get enough sun, which most of us don't get, like take your fucking D3 because that affects so many things, including our bones.
Yeah.
And I'm just like when you told me, I still got to read Dr. Madrid's book because I'm like, he's so right about so many things about D3 that a lot of people don't know. Like we just don't know about it. So, and so I think I'm kind of going a different route. I want to do like more like a homeopathic type of way. Like that just works for me. I just think that works for me, but I think for every person needs to treat themselves like you're like the only person that's going through this because your symptoms are going to be like so different than verdad. Like mine are going to be really different than yours, even though we're like sisters.
And one of the things too is depression. With menopause and that's like a big one too. And I think I just feel like we just need to get informed, like just like read on stuff, like okay, what works for me, and because everyone's different, everyone's body is different. So for me, okay, it's not that bad. Like there's certain things that I can work on it. Like I still don't take medication for a prescription medication. I try to I try to sleep good. I try to eat, drink a lot of water. I do walk a lot at work. But if I feel like I'm just sitting for too long, I get up and, walk.
Right.
But yeah, there's just like, there's so much information out there, about menopause. And I just feel like we just have to get informed because it can really affect obviously us,
our quality of
life, but it can also affect our loved ones,
of course.
Our kids, our spouses, our friends, our co-workers, our boss, everyone around us, because if we come like I just feel like my kids need me to be good right now. They need
you to be present.
Present, be healthy, be good, be happy. That's all they want. Everything else, obviously, we're gonna, we're gonna get to what we need to. Like as far as like, what I need to do to provide. Yes, I'm providing for them, but I don't think it's just that. I think it's just being there for, to talk to them.
Right.
Sometimes, like, they just want to talk. Like, oh, how was your day? Blah, blah, blah. And if we don't take care of ourselves, we're
not available for them.
Yeah. And that's not okay because we only have a little bit of time with them, when they're home with us. And, so I think about that a lot too, because I think like, I want to be able to be good for them, be
well.
Be well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And going through the change right now, sometimes like, I feel like, I just want to go home and go to sleep. It's gets to where I'm like, I just feel so tired. Sometimes my bones are achy. And then I remember like, oh, I didn't take my supplements.
Mm-hmm.
I need to start taking my remember to take them, because it's not fair for them either.
Right.
For everyone that's around me, everyone that cares for me and wants to be around me. But who's going to want to be around a person that's irritable or
Right.
grumpy or in a bad mood all the time, or just like
Just bitchy all the
bitchy all the
time.
time. Yeah, nobody wants to be around people
No.
like that. So self-care is, yeah.
I know, and I'm so glad that you like talked about self-care because it does have to do with, that part of it is like as we're in perimenopause and entering menopause, a lot of us are already in menopause. But like we don't think about how important it is, like that, like what you said, like self-care, like stopping just to do something like to take care of me because I got to take care of my mental health, like going to the gym, like getting exercise, like doing things like just for us, like have to do just with us, because I think as moms, like like the women that are still raising children, and I'm like, I give you guys props for that because that takes a lot, like I think like yo pienso para mí, like it was really hard when I was raising my girls and I was younger, I was younger, and like estaba healthier, estaba stronger, estaba todo every, because I was younger, because that's what happens. And it was hard. It was challenging. Like it wasn't like the easiest thing. It was one of the probably one of the hardest things I've had to do. And then and like the moms that are doing that right now and going through this part of life, like that's some shit. That's some shit because it's like as moms, like you're expected to basically like do everything. You got to be there, you got to go to work, you got to come back, you got to take care of the kids, you got to tend to everything else. And it's like, when do you give time to yourself? Like right, when does that happen? Like going to the spa, like taking some, like when we went to the spa, like that was fucking like badass. That was like so amazing. It was like one of the best times. And it's like we don't do enough of these things. Like we're not doing enough of these things for us, where we're not like stopping to re-energize, because going through menopause is like a fucking beast in itself.
Yeah.
That's just, and then like don't you feel like it should be like, I'm just gonna stay home because I just don't feel well, like I just need to just lay down and rest for today because I need to disconnect. Like moms, like a lot of moms don't have the opportunity to do that, like because you got to go to work, because because the bills need to get paid, because you all these things that are going on in life, and like you have to go to work even if you feel like shit. And that fucking sucks ass. It just sucks ass that we already go through a lot of stuff, and then and on top of that, like we're not taking care of ourselves. Because honestly, like if we don't take care of ourselves, like how, who? Because we are the ones that take care of pretty much of everybody else.
Yeah.
So then that's when it does become really important, to do like these things for yourself with like other women, that doesn't have anything to do with taking care of anybody or doing for anybody or doing anything. This is just to do for you, just to relax, just to breathe, just to basically like it's they recharge your battery.
Yeah.
Like we gotta recharge those batteries. Like how do we keep como andamos moving through life with fucking like like dead batteries
on fumes?
That's ridiculous,
like,
sister.
Yeah. And sometimes that's how I feel like, dang, like okay, I need to recharge. I'm so at this point in my life, it's like I do take care of myself more. I do a lot of self-care. If I have a chance to go away for the weekend, to do that, I'll do it. And it's freaking awesome because, I feel like, okay, I'm good. Like, okay, I left for the weekend. I went to I went to the lake, I went to the river, whatever. But, it's for me, I'm good. Like, okay, I can come back and I'm like 110% better. I feel better. Like, okay, I'm ready to, and I feel like that's, and I know I mean, obviously, a lot of women are not able to just take off for the weekend, but there's other things that we can do. You know, like you said, like going to the gym, going for walks.
Yeah, just going out into nature.
Just going
to the fucking beach and just laying there on the just by yourself. Yeah. Like
just something that you, just things that we like to do, like that we enjoy doing. You know, for ourselves, whatever it is. I mean, whether it's just maybe just going to the market. It's funny because I see, I like to go to the grocery store by myself at nighttime because there's hardly anybody there. And I see a lot of women shopping late at night.
Really?
Yeah. And I've noticed, and because I kind of go around the same, around the same time at night, and then I go to the same market. And it's almost like, I feel like we're just there to just, okay,
like de-stress.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's almost like
everybody's there for the same reason.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so crazy.
And people just like, everyone's just kind of walking down the aisles, like super relaxed. Like no one's like, there's no kids, there's no husband. It's just us women.
That's crazy. That's so cool.
Because I'm like, okay, this is so cool. Because I feel like that's just a way of like, okay, we're getting what we need, but we're taking our time. We don't want to be rushed, because I hate to be rushed. Yeah. I like going to the grocery store, and I have a list, but sometimes I just go through every aisle. That to me, that's just, I like doing that. Just kind of like,
that's
I feel
crazy.
Like, okay, I'm just.
I hate the fucking grocery store.
I know. So that's why I go at the time that I go at nighttime. But I've noticed that there's a lot of other women, and they're older women. Most of them, like around my age, and they're older. So
you're like, I know why you're here. I like that fist bump on the ear. That's so cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, well, yeah, I mean, whatever it is, that we could do for ourselves based on, whatever our finances are at the moment, because sometimes we know that finances are tough, I mean, whatever, you can't go on a vacation or, anything like that. But I think we can still find things. Yeah. Like there's a bunch of things that we could, I mean, we live in Cali, like we literally like have everything here.
Yeah. I mean, park, like, yes. So many parks, just go to the park and,
take a fucking book, just take a book. Like that's what I do. I love to just, sit somewhere and just read a book. Just sit there and just read a book. Like, just sit by a tree. I mean, it's so relaxing, and it's just like, it doesn't cost anything. It literally just doesn't cost anything,
Exactly.
And so, when we think about stuff like that, like, no hacemos cosas por nosotros porque no las queremos hacer, because if we say we don't have time, like, we're not going to have time. We're going to make sure that we don't find the time. Mm-hmm. But we should be important enough to say, like, I'm worth it, and I need to find the time. I need to make the time. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's going to come out. And, whether it's an hour or maybe 2 hours, whatever it is out of your day, like, we should be able to do that. Like, like, it's a fucking stressful world that we live in. Like, it's a stressful world, I don't even know how else to explain it. Like, there's a lot of things that go on. I mean, fucking, everything's expensive. Everything is like, you got to work more, no te rinde. It's bullshit right now, but, it doesn't matter. Siempre va a haber algo anyways. Mm-hmm. So then you just kind of, I mean, we still got to like breathe. Like, if I think honestly, what I think it happens to a lot of us, women, for like Mexican American women, is that nobody taught us how to do that. Right? Mm-hmm. Nobody taught us like self-love. Nobody taught us self-care. Nobody, like, we didn't have examples like that. Like our moms they didn't do that. Most of our moms didn't do that. Like, growing up, yo nunca conocía ninguna mom que iba al gym.
No.
Right? No. Yo nunca conocía ninguna mom que, que like hacía like just like self-care, que not even que se iban a get pedis and manis and, and stuff like that, facials, and do stuff or go to the spa. Like, I never met anybody.
No. Mm-mm.
Like,
I mean, if you think about it, growing up, when did my mom ever get to do anything for herself? Mm-hmm. Never. I mean, like, now, I mean, she does, like, she gets her pedicures, and she does things for herself. But I mean, that's not that's about it. I mean, unless we take her out and
Yeah.
stuff. But I don't ever remember her saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go have lunch with my friends."
No.
I'm gonna go.
We're just gonna hang out. I'm gonna hang out with the girls. Like
her hanging out was going to my tia's house. Like, I mean, that was like, oh, we're gonna go hang out, but it was like a family thing.
It was never like for her.
For her. I mean, no. I just don't ever.
I mean, because we didn't have those examples. Like we didn't have any tias. Like none of our tias used to do that. We didn't have any tias that did that. Sure. We didn't have any, like, none of the women that I ever saw. Obviously, my grandma menos. Either of my grandmas cuando se hacían like any type of self care.
Yeah.
Like pintarse el pelo was like a woohoo. Like like ay se anda pintando el pelo. Like si quiere ver aquí que I'm just like whoa. Like se me hacía bien curioso, como que era casi como una burla,
Yeah.
Cuando se hacían something nice for themselves, or they wanted to do something nice for themselves, like, ay sí se quiere hacer ejercicio porque quiere estar muy flaquita, like, fucker, like everybody was like so mean all the time. And I don't remember ever seeing, women take care of themselves. So I think that we just grew up like that. That's what we learned, and we didn't I didn't start practicing any self-care until I'm going to say probably I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to say that I never practice self-care. I've always practiced self-care. I have. I do my very best since I can remember. I do, because I've always liked to go to lunch with my friends and, do stuff like that. I don't do as much anymore, but that was always a part of my life, like going out to drinks with the girls. Mm-hmm. Like we did that a lot, like just the girls, even going to a club, just dancing, just to go dance, just the girls. We used to do that a lot, so I did. I mean, I don't remember about the kids, probably not being a very responsible parent either, but I did do stuff for me that it was only for me. It was. I do remember doing stuff like that. I do remember going to the gym. Like I started going to the gym pretty early in life, Mm-hmm. Pero no era algo que aprendimos. It was something that I started doing on my own because I saw it from other women, mm-hmm. Other women my age. Yeah. Were doing the same thing. So then we kind of encouraged each other, ¿verdad? We would go together, and then Noemi would go with us, and then sometimes we would have other friends, and then, we just that kind of did stuff. So I think we might have broken that, that pattern. But I don't think it was a kind of self-care that we would practice now, because we require a different level of self-care at this moment. Yeah. Just because of the stage in life that we're at this moment, right? Mm-hmm. When we were younger, we didn't have any of these issues. We were young and we had a lot of energy, and nobody's needs were aching or anything like that. We were just we were just living our lives and not thinking about that. But now it is a different level of self-care. It's having more awareness that we need to take care of ourselves. Because it's if we want to get to, that age where, where we need to get to later in life, then I want to get there in good shape. I think about that shit now.
I know. Yeah,
right?
Definitely. We talk about that a lot, Dr. Madrid is super, with, being healthy and
right.
taking care and, trying to, just live a healthy life. And so we see a lot of patients that come in that are so unhealthy, and they're so young. They're so young, and they're so, they look like they're they're in their 40s, mm-hmm. and they look like they're in the 60s. It's so sad because the lifestyle they have,
right.
As when they were younger, whether it was drugs, alcohol, whatever, and they just chose not to change their lifestyle. They kept going until their body was just you're done, and so we do talk about that a lot, because I feel at this point in my life, that's really important for me. The next person that I spend the rest of my life with has to make healthy choices. Has to. That's not even,
that's a no-brainer.
That's, yeah. I mean, and that's just because I don't want to be taking care of someone that chose not to take care of themselves just because, they just, no, I'm not going to do it because, I mean, obviously there's things that happen, that we have no control of, but, that's just part of life. But if you can control, if you can, like, like if you smoke, stop smoking. If you drink a lot, don't drink so much. If you,
if you eat a lot of fast food, stop eating fast food.
Yeah, so
have a healthier diet.
To me, that's just a very, very important at this point in my life because, like I don't know. I mean, we don't know obviously when, I mean, I could, not be here, next week, but we don't know.
Right.
And that's the thing that if we do, I mean, because pretty much we're like less. It's like not even we're like less of our.
Well, the medium age, the what is considered midlife age right now is actually 38, which everybody thinks that midlife is 50s or your 50s. But it's actually 38. So the average age, I think the average lifespan for a person right now is 76 years old, I think, for males. And I think it's like 79 for females. So it's only like we only have 3 more years, after them. I mean, we don't have a lot of time. I mean, that's a life expectancy age. Are you fucking kidding me? We're I'm 49, you're 50 already. Like, we don't have a lot of time to be like fucking around, It's like we got to get it together so that we can get to that point. I mean, hopefully past that point, and we're healthy and that we're still living like a quality life. Like that's so important to me now. Like, I want to have like a good quality of life. Like, I don't just want to, just be sick. I don't want to just get old and just be sick and then like I don't want to do that. I don't want to live like that.
No, I agree, and I think because like in my line of work, that I just see so many, and so we see obviously sick, healthy, and different types of medical conditions, but I do see that the ones that make better choices like with their health are much happier. Are happy. They probably don't really have a lot of money, but they're happy because they're able to get up in the morning, they
can live.
To walk, they live. Yeah, with whatever little they have. But they're living. They get out there and they go shopping, they go to, they do their own groceries, and versus the ones that, okay, maybe they have more money, but they're so unhealthy that they can't even do anything. They're literally, some of them, bedbound.
I know.
And it's like, how sad is that? What kind of quality of life is that? And I don't want to have for myself and whoever, the person that I choose to be with has to make healthier choices. And I'm not, when I say healthier choices, I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, like never
like
never,
vegan.
Like, no, I'm not an extremist like that, but I just be more cautious, like, okay, like it's, instead of eating, I don't know, a double cheeseburger or whatever, let's just go get a salad, with, a good salad, like with, I like meat and I like my steak. I like meat. So, but I try not to, eat it every day or, I try to just, like not eat really late at night.
Right.
So just, things that, things that I know are gonna just help me like in the future. Like
Right.
it's just gonna, make me I just have to be more aware. I'm more aware now.
Yeah.
Of what, because I've never had any issue with since I was really young, I was able to eat freaking like 20 tacos,
Yeah.
whatever. I never had an issue with my diet and with gaining weight and any of that stuff. But now I do.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like, and I know that it's going through going through menopause,
mm-hmm.
that I know that I've gained weight and I've got a few pounds on me, but I just can't seem to like lose them no matter what I do.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is hormonal, but but because I have changed my diet, but I still have to do more changes, with my diet. But I also don't want to be really like oh my gosh, I can't.
Well, you don't be hyper focused on that also, because I mean,
I want to be able to enjoy, life too. I don't want to just be all about like, oh no, like super, healthy.
I mean, I think we just know what our bodies like need. You just know what your body needs. And that's a big problem. Like that's one of the issues. Not a problem. I'm not gonna call it a problem, but one of the issues that women complain about the most, that gaining the weight, like
Mm-hmm.
gaining the weight. Like I was never overweight, or I never had any weight issues until this point in life.
Yeah.
And I think it probably fucks with you a little bit too, because it's not like, oh, your body's doing something different than you want it to now. Like you're doing all these things, but your body's not like reacting the way it used to.
Right.
So we have to be aware of that also, and be kinder to ourselves, because our bodies are going through like a process. They're going through a change, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going to change us. I mean, very much like going through puberty.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going through, these changes, and like I think not just being so like I said, so like just hyper focused on it.
Yeah.
I mean, so we gain a little bit of weight, okay, and it's okay. Like you're gonna be okay. Just keep doing what you're doing, exercising. Maybe I don't know. Maybe talk to your doctor about it, and stuff like that. But not let it get to the point where like, oh my gosh, like it's just part of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just part of life. Like we're all different, and we're all gonna go through some stuff. Like I was telling Cruz the other day, I'm like, I'm having like a hard time putting on weight now. And it's kind of interesting because I've changed like my eating habits completely. I've completely changed my eating habits. And I don't call it a diet, because it's just I'm just making like life changes, like different choices in life, and I pretty much like eliminated like pretty much all the sugar from my life, like for my diet, because I just found that sugar like did something. Like I think sugar actually I think causes inflammation in my body. And I noticed that, so I've eliminated sugar, and I'm trying to stick like more to like protein, and just a lot of like raw, like I'm most likely gonna go vegan, most likely, but like I'm not there yet. And so like I've lost weight, and I kind of got concerned, because I'm like, I like my clothes fit me, and because I have this issue with, I've always battled with my eating disorder. I'm like, I want to make sure that it's not the other, that I'm not having like these, but I don't think it has to do with my eating disorder. I've just changed the way I eat now. And I'm not used to like not doing so much work to kind of stay, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not doing any work. Like I'm not trying to lose weight on purpose. I feel thin. Like I feel like, I feel like it's like I should be a little bit heavier, because I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I think I'm a little bit too thin, and that worries me, So I think that we all go through different, like just different issues. Like we're all going to go through different things in different ways. And I think everybody's symptoms are going to look different,
Yeah.
So I honestly, like, I think that we should talk like more about it, and like, so we could try to understand, like, what are you doing? Like, what's helping you? Maybe we can like share information, you know, like I said, I'm all about like natural stuff. I try not to put anything in my body that's not natural. So, but I mean, there's people that, you know, like a bunch of like different remedios that people talk about that nobody used to talk about before. And now we can talk about like cuáles remedios se usan, you know, like, you know, que es, cómo te estás tratando los symptoms. Like, we should be having these conversations. Like, just because our moms didn't do it, you know, like, it doesn't mean like we don't have to do it. You know, I feel like we should. I mean, our kids, if we have daughters, our daughters are eventually going to go through this part of life also. And genetically, whatever our mom, like, it's usually whatever your mom's, I believe that, like, whatever her experience was, if she went through whatever age she went through it, you're going to go through it. So our moms are kind of like the key, you know, like to kind of like tap into like whatever, like talk to them and ask them like, what were your symptoms? Like, what age were you? You know, when did it start with you? Because then that'll give us kind of like an indication when we're going to go through it, or if we're already going through it and we don't know we're going through it. Now ask your mom. If you still have her with you, you can kind of get an idea like what's going on with you. So you can get it checked out if you need it to be checked out, you know, because it affects us in every way, including our mental health. And I've also heard some women be like, I'm fucking having anxiety attacks more often. I'm having, like you said, depression. Like, I never suffered. Brain. Yeah.
You know, that's one thing too. I'm like, you know, forgetting things. And I'm like, shit, like, I'm not that old. Like, I know I'm not like freaking having dementia here, but sometimes I'm like, dang, like, you know, and that's one of the symptoms.
Yeah.
You know, so, but sleeping, like I said, like sleeping good and just hydrating myself. I felt that's helped a lot. Just you know, because I think that sometimes we, as you know, as moms, as you know, we're so busy that we juggle so much.
Right.
You know, we juggle so much, and we try to do so much for others, but like now I get my full, you know, 7-8 hours of sleep.
Right.
And if you know, when I'm tired, I'm tired and I'm going to bed.
Or you should. Do you nap? I've always promote napping so much.
I do, but not so much during the week. I think the weekends I do more napping on the weekends.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm able to get up later, I'll get up later. Or I'll just I'll take a nap during the day. During the week, it's not so much, but I do try to go to sleep earlier during the week.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's helped a lot, because I think before I was going to bed like, you know, 12, sometimes like 12:30, and getting up at, you know, I don't know, 4:30, 4:45, and you know, like that's only a few hours of sleep.
Right.
I was getting.
Yeah.
So definitely getting, you know, a good sleep. Just, you know, I try not to drink any like sugar drink, like, you know, with like sodas, although sometimes I'm like, oh, I crave like
right. Yeah.
Coke,
yeah.
you know, or something sweet. And but I try to drink a lot of water during the week, especially right now, because it's been so hot. But yeah, I mean, for me, I don't think it's been, I don't want to say that it's been really hard, but it's definitely has, you know, just impacted my life in a way that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, wow, like this is what it is to go through the other, you know, to
get older,
basically, you know, this is what it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just like, I don't want to say that it's, you know, it's been bad for me, but, you know, I think because, you know, for me, I had my uterus taken out, and I don't know if that made it, come faster, you know, because I only had one ovary. So I don't know if that made any difference. I think it did, because I felt the symptoms right after I had my uterus taken out. So I don't know, that's.
I mean, that's probably, you should talk to your doctor about that.
Yeah, but but like I said, I don't feel like I'm at a point where, oh my gosh, like I need to take any medication for it, because so far I've been good without it. I've just been trying to take my vitamins and just doing, just trying to be healthier. But I've heard from other women that it's been really tough for them, really tough, with like depression and
like mood swings,
yeah. And I've talked to this one lady that she didn't communicate it to her husband, and he thought she was going crazy, and they ended up getting divorced over her menopause.
Aww.
I mean, that was so sad, because she was like, I can't control it, and I'm, being mean to him but instead of, that's the other thing. I think that it's important for us to communicate with our loved ones, like, hey, I'm going through this,
right?
Right now, but
don't take it personal.
Personal. If you see me,
or just be support, like honestly, be supportive. Like if you're in a marriage, like like your partner should support you in this part of life, because it's like it's major. It's not like little. It's like a major thing. So if you are in a relationship or if you're in a marriage, like like you should, like your partner should support you, and if your partner doesn't support you, that's kind of fucked up, because I mean it should. It's fucking hard, it's like one of those like really hard parts in life. But yeah, I mean. I think communication is definitely like super important.
Yeah.
And then like just basically people like being aware, like it doesn't, it's then like it doesn't make you a bad person or an old person or anything. It just makes you a person that's going through this different stage in life now. I mean, shit, like I remember when I was like a kid and I used to think about people like me acuerdo when I was like 12 or 13 years old, and I used to think of an old person like when we would see somebody like, oh shit, that guy is fucking old, like how old is he? I don't know, like 30. Remember? And I remember saying like, I don't know, he's like fucking 30 or something, but he's fucking old. And I'm like, 30's like not old. 30's like a baby. Right? But obviously, now that we've gotten older and we understand that part, it's like our perception of old is like a lot of people see us at this age like you're getting old now. It's not, I don't know, like I don't see it like that. It's just like, yeah, like I guess older than I was like 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Yeah, of course I'm getting older. But I think it does depend, how you take care of yourself, to help you get through through what's coming, because it's fucking coming, because we're here, so it's just a matter of time before the next stage comes about. And I don't know, just be good and just be like aware and prepared and just be like, ready to live that other part by getting ready, like right now, like just be ready. It's going to help you now and it's going to help you in the future. Like I see that in my line of work too. I see that a lot where I get to see like older people, like in their, like already in their 80s, just like their health is like so poor, even younger people than that, the client that I have right now is like 59 and he literally like, he looks like he's like 60, he looks like he's 65. And like diabetes is like, it's one of the like major causes of, like one of the highest forms of disease in our culture. So I'm like, casi toda la gente que conocemos tiene diabetes.
Yeah.
Casi toda la gente. Like diabetes 1 or diabetes 2. I mean, it's like we're eating too much fucking sugar, like it's so much sugar, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to cut it out of my life, because I'm like, it's poison. Like it's literally fucking poisoning us. You know what I'm saying? It's all this sugar, because I see so many people with diabetes, and then the havoc that diabetes like like, causes in your body. Like, it fucks you all up. Like, fucks you all up. Deja todo jodido, todo madreado, So, like, I just feel like if we can change it right now, like, we have time. Like, we can still reverse shit, that we weren't, that we weren't really like good about taking care of in our younger years. Like, we still have a chance to reverse it.
Yeah.
But we have to do it like right now, like today, because if not, it's only a matter of time before we start feeling it. And then, it's kind of fucking sucks ass, when they tell you like, oh, you're diabetic. Oh, I'll change my life now. It's like, fuck, like people always do that and like, ya está toda la gente en chinga, trying to like, no, ahorita ya me voy a poner a dieta. Like, no, señor, it does not work that way. You cannot reverse it con ponerse chores y irse ahorita a correr. It doesn't work like that. Oh my God, it's just, I mean, it's comedy because it's like it happens so much, and it's almost become like the normal thing, for everybody to have diabetes. Like, that's not normal. We shouldn't all have diabetes. That's not normal, So, anyways, with that said, with that said, and talking about self love and self care, I am going to be hosting my very first, kind of like a woman. I'm calling it like a women's get together. It's just going to be a time for women to chill and talk about what some of the important things that happen in our lives and explore self love, because I think it has to do with self love. It has to self love, encompasses a lot of things, including self care and then breaks it down from there. So. I am planning the first one. It's going to be the very first one, October 4th, 5th, and 6th. And you can, if anybody's interested, it's specifically for Mexican American women. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is because I feel that a lot of the things that happen, within our culture, like they're very specific to our culture. Y siento como que nomás nosotras that belong to that culture can understand it, because other cultures tienen sus propias creencias, and I think, giving other Mexican American women the opportunity to express themselves and learn what they need to learn to take care of themselves. It's like super fucking important. Like, It is important. Like, that shows that we love ourselves. And if we love ourselves, we can love everybody else. Like, and it's unfortunately that doesn't happen too often. So it's going to be, the event is going to be held, like I said, October 4th, 5th, and 6th in Big Bear. So if anybody's interested, you can DM me on Instagram. So I'm under Chulas Pero Mula 714, or you can also send me or text me, and I will post that information on my Instagram page. So if you guys want to follow me on my Instagram page, again, Chulas Pero Mulas 714. And thank you so much, guys, for taking a few minutes out of your lives, to listen to my chat with Laura. And again, it kind of came up. It kind of came up the whole thing. We were going to talk about something completely different, and we're like, oh, this is like a good topic to always discuss. That we need to discuss, that we should be talking about, and we don't do it that often. So, anyways, muchas gracias, sister. Thank
you, sister, for having me.
Thank you for taking like some time out of your life, girl. You're like so busy now. I'm like, I feel like I don't see you anymore. Like I got like this is the only time I get to see you. Like, okay, I'm gonna record. Come by, meet you. But I'm so happy that you're happy, and you look happy, and I'm really happy for you.
Thank you, sister.
Till next time, guys. This is your host, Irene. Again, this is Chulas Pero Mulas, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Until next time.